Said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about
make
now?
that happen. Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now? He's like, no, I want to wait till 2026. I'm like, okay.
To put on weight?
Put all the steroids. Every steroid thing.
I would watch. Here's the thing. I would watch
it. If you could let me in on some of that, whatever. I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know.
No. Very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Very dangerous. He's probably got one chance to try and counterpunch. And if he catches Joshua, he might do something, but I see that as a 100% win for Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua didn't hold back when responding to Jake Paul after new steroid rumors came out. Joe Rogan suggested that Jake might be delaying their fight until 2026 instead of 2025 to bulk up, possibly with steroids. This has made people question Jake's training and physical changes.
That Dubois guy, though, holy man, the way he took out Anthony Joshua.
Yeah,
Jake wants to fight Anthony Joshua now.
I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's.
Said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now? He's like, no, I want to wait till 2026. I'm like, okay.
To put on weight?
Put all the steroids. Every steroid they have.
I would watch. Here's the thing. I would watch
venom. Oh, by the way,
scorpion venom.
Rollo reached out to me, John Rollo, my boy, and he sells this blue scorpion. He wants to get you some, Gordon.
I'll have some.
All right, I'll have him send you some.
Get on
I'll take quadruple doses. Like
we'll see what happens. I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna find out if I get poisoned.
Yeah, just.
What are we doing? We're drinking venom from scorpions.
That is weird.
That's weird. He's got the dopest tattoos.
Right now, one of the biggest debates in boxing is whether Jake Paul is using performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs. Fans and experts have noticed that Jake has gotten bigger and faster way too quickly. His dramatic body change in such a short time, along with beating pro fighters with little experience, has raised suspicions.
And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever. I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I'll be in a crib.
Yeah, bro. Like there's no way. Whatever stuff I'm taking ain't working, bro.
Actually, like, what do you think it is that about Jake that makes you say that he's on something? Like, what like, is it just the fact that he's progressed so much in the sport?
Like, I don't know why I couldn't put any weight on, and you were able to put on. You said 230.
I can gain weight so easy.
This is why Jake Paul is on PEDs. Within this past year, Jake Paul has literally hit a second puberty and aged like 10 years. Furthermore, he has acne and his hairline is receding like crazy. And people like Jake Paul are going to the best skin doctors in the world and probably are taking hair loss products that aren't even approved for the rest of us. Now, I'm not saying that Jake Paul necessarily took a steroid to make him look bigger, but he's definitely taking something that allows him to recover faster. That way he's able to train more and get better at boxing quickly.
Jake Paul isn't just calling out Anthony Joshua. He's also challenged Alex Pereira, the former UFC champion. This surprised a lot of people in combat sports because Pereira is known for his knockout power. While Jake's confidence is strong, many think he's aiming too high by picking such dangerous opponents.
And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever. I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know. No, I'm just messing with you.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I'll be in a crib.
Yeah, bro. Like there's no way. Whatever stuff I'm taking ain't working, bro.
He has a terrible build, bro. If he was taking shit.
People have also pointed out that Jake Paul's appearance is changing. He's breaking out in acne, looking older, and his body has transformed fast. His stomach, which wasn't very defined before, is now ripped and muscular. Because of this quick change, some believe he might be using PEDs to get an edge in the ring.
All of Jake Paul's power is coming from those PEDs that he's injecting. He has all this acne. Oh, his chin grew, or he's all red. These are all signs.
I see all those allegations all the time, but I need to see the evidence.
Up until we're provided with evidence that he is taking PEDs, and I'm not going to accuse him of that.
Is there a possibility that he's taking PEDs? Of course there is. But you can't just see his body transformation and completely say with 100% certainty that he's taking PEDs.
Boxing fans are confused. How has Jake Paul beaten pro fighters after only 4 years of training? Most boxers spend their whole lives mastering the sport before competing at a high level. Some credit Jake's success to hard work, but others think something unnatural might be helping him.
Over it. Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be happening to taking PEDs, are you?
Listen,
If you want to build in excuses right now,
No, I'm just asking.
go ahead.
'Cause I was just wondering, I looked at your face, it looked kind of serious. You had some rage and you acting all unorthodox, you know, those are signs of the PEDs.
I'm enraged. I'm not enraged at all.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all. Okay.
No, sir.
That's
you think
what
he's
I
on
feel like.
PEDs?
I don't care. You better.
Jake Paul has responded to the steroid rumors himself. In a recent interview, he admitted people think he's using PEDs and called the accusations weird. He claims his transformation comes from training hard, eating right, and staying disciplined. But many boxing fans, especially purists, still don't buy it.
Once I'm slightly older, I'm basically going to drink tequila and intermittent fast.
What's Jake Paul going to look like after his boxing career?
People think I do steroids and all this shit, so I have a plan because I think it's bizarre. That's like the only excuse they can come up with is like rigged fights. Jake Paul does steroids. So after boxing, I'm going to do a cycle of steroids to show people what Jake Paul on steroids actually looks like, because I want to shut people the up.
Sports analyst Simon Jordan called Jake Paul's boxing career unusual and even unrealistic. He says going from a YouTuber to calling out legends like Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez doesn't sit right with traditional boxing fans. While Jake has made the sport more entertaining, some argue he hasn't earned the right to face top-tier fighters.
As a boxing purist, it doesn't sit well, but as a normal working class lad, I've been asked by builders, would you fight Jake Paul for £5 million? I never got £5 million for fighting anyone else in a fight, so it's the silliest question in the world. I've been retired 7 years, I'm still very confident. If you give me 3 weeks to get off the couch, I'll probably still beat him with one hand. It's not, he's not a good fighter, so it's not even being disrespectful to him. As a YouTuber, as a presenter in what he does, he blows me out the water. That's his line of work, but he's stepping into boxing, another profession. Now, to call Alexa Canelo out, I think is disrespectful. To call Anthony Joshua out is lunacy, but we know why it's happening and why he does it.
Forget Jake Paul. Forget Jake Paul. Paul. I mean, Jake Paul's going to do what Jake Paul does. But Anthony Joshua, and with respect to you and what you did and didn't earn in your career, Anthony Joshua has earned a king's ransom. Yeah. So he doesn't need to be fiddle with this, does he?
No, he doesn't. But again, all I keep seeing from people out there is, you know, when is enough? And I get that. But when you're retired at 33, 34, and you've got to make that last now, you've got more experience than me in this, dealing with a lot of footballers in the past as well, and business people who have to make a certain amount of budget last. It's the easiest money you'll probably ever make.
Tommy Fury, who beat Jake Paul in their fight, also shared his thoughts. Fury revealed he won despite fighting with a broken hand. Now Jake wants to face Anthony Joshua, a far more dangerous and experienced boxer. Fury thinks this might be more about hype than a real challenge.
Just wanted to give a little opinion on everything I've been seeing on social media lately. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Just wanted to come in here and remind everybody that that bum couldn't beat me when I basically had a broken hand. I had one hand and he still lost. Jake Paul, I'm still your daddy, and everybody weighing this fight up, don't bother, because he ain't worth a shilling. And the loss will always be there, Mr. Paul. Take it easy and have a good day.
Gareth A. Davies talked about a possible Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight, noting Jake could make around $50 million, a massive payday. But he also pointed out the huge size difference. Joshua is 6'7", and much heavier than the 6'2" Paul, giving him a big power advantage.
I'm not sure Anthony Joshua's going to play the game like everyone else, and it could be fairly calamitous, I think, if Joshua stepped into a ring with Jake Paul, but we're going to watch it because we want to see Jake Paul get knocked the F out. We do, everyone wants to see it. I mean, I've even said it to him. I was looking forward to Mike Tyson him knocking him the fuck out. Doesn't surprise me. He's looking for the biggest names out there, and it just shows that he's prepared to put himself on the line to promote himself.
Would it be more competitive than the Ngannou fight, in your opinion, or less?
That's a very good analogy. It's a very good comparison. Much less competitive. I mean, I think it's got to be at that level of exhibition bout. I think it's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Very dangerous.
Who
He's probably got one chance to try and counterpunch. And if he catches Joshua, he might do something, but I see that as a 100% win for Anthony Joshua.
Davids compared Joshua's knockout power to a mule kick, though he admitted Joshua has had trouble against skilled boxers in the past. Still, he believes this fight would be a huge spectacle, drawing major fan interest, while Jake has given many boxers their biggest paydays. He's also been disrespectful to legends of the sport, which rubs some fans the wrong way.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will.
I'm so sorry for my English, but I have to. See, Jake Paul does lots of good things. He has a camp for kids where he, I guess, gives training and coaching and gloves and environment for kids in Puerto Rico. He helped lots of boxers to get the bigger purse than they deserve. He has done some good things. But, and you are kind of trying to be on his side, but then he says something like that. Like you almost are on his side, and then he says, I want to fight Anthony Joshua and Canelo at the same night or whatever. Jake, fighting Anthony Joshua and Canelo is not fighting Tyron Woodley or 60 years old Mike Tyson with Alzheimer's. Anthony Joshua is able to literally kill you. No doubt. If his mission is to kill you on the ring, he will kill you. You lost against Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury won against you. What Anthony Joshua want Canelo, my friend? Canelo, you would need the liver replacement after Canelo fight. I promise you. So stop doing that shit. Do the good things you are doing, and we will be on your side. Just stop saying crazy shit like this.
Jake Paul loves trash talking and social media callouts to hype fights, including against Anthony Joshua. While this sells tickets, many fans wonder if he truly respects boxing. Unlike Jake, Joshua has fought elite competition, like Alexander Usyk, one of the most skilled boxers in the world. Usyk beat Joshua twice, proving even top heavyweights can struggle against true world-class talent. That makes Jake's chances against Joshua seem even more unrealistic.
Once the belts were finally out of my possession, which I was expecting to win, it just kind of tore me apart. And that's raw emotion live on your screen. Obviously, looking back, could I have dealt with things better? Yeah, of course. But at the time, that wasn't the priority. It was just outpour of emotion.
There are so many athletes we're seeing across gymnastics, cricket, rugby and football that have taken time out of their sport to deal with their mental health before coming back in. Did you at any point in that period think, I need to take an extended break away from boxing before coming back in?
It wasn't the fact I needed to take a break. You know what it was? I actually watched a lot of fighters, they've taken time out of the game for those reasons as well. And I think, okay, if they've done it, I should be doing it. But I got to look at myself as an individual. And what it is, I feel like if I take time out, I'm letting everyone catch up. And I want to be ahead of the game.
One of the biggest criticisms of Jake calling out Joshua, he already lost to Tommy Fury, a fighter who's still fairly new to pro boxing. If Jake couldn't handle Fury, how could he possibly compete with a proven champion like Joshua? Many see this as just another publicity stunt, not a real attempt to face elite competition.
You have got to be taking the mick. Jake Paul has called out Anthony Joshua and claims, I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass. You know what? I want this to happen just so Anthony Joshua could just absolutely decimate this man right here. So first he fights Tommy Fury, a legitimate professional boxer, and he loses. Then he fights an OAP in Mike Tyson and beats him. Obviously, he's nearly 60 years old. Then he goes to try and fight Canelo, which fell through, thankfully. Then he tried to fight Tank Davis, which again fell through. And now he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, a legit world-level heavyweight boxer. Anthony Joshua is someone that I've always looked up to and probably one of my favourite boxers to this day and age. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind Jake Paul here and there, but there's just things he does in the sport that I don't agree with at all. And fighting Anthony Joshua, Listen, I'm all here for it, just to see him get knocked clean out. The fact that he thinks he can compete with these high-level boxers, even though he lost to Tommy Fury, is just laughable. But how long does it take for Anthony Joshua to knock Jake Paul out? I'm saying 5 seconds.
Jake Paul isn't just focused on boxing. He's also set his sights on UFC star Conor McGregor. Paul claims that while his skills are getting sharper, McGregor is slowing down due to age and inactivity. By targeting McGregor, Jake is sticking to his usual playbook, calling out the biggest names to stay in the spotlight.
You think McGregor's done?
I think he has to come back and fight, but he needs a win.
Will he fight you?
I don't think he will. I think my skill level is outgrowing his in boxing, and I have the height advantage. He can't beat me, and I think he probably knows that. And time, he's only getting older, and I'm only getting better.
Another name on Jake's hit list? Boxing star Gervonta Tank Davis. But there's a big problem. Their weight classes don't match up. Tank fights as a lightweight, while Jake competes much heavier. For this fight to happen, Paul would need to dramatically cut weight, which could hurt his chances against Anthony Joshua in 2026. Joe Rogan thinks Jake is deliberately delaying the Joshua fight, suggesting he might use the extra year to bulk up, possibly with steroids, instead of taking the bout in 2025 as originally discussed.
So a Tank Davis versus Jake Paul exhibition match was going to take place after the Lamont Roach fight, until Tank drew with Roach, leading to a rematch. Now, I'm going to say the unpopular opinion here, but the size difference would have been way too much. I mean, even if Tank brought Jake down to 190 or 200 pounds, he would have still been way too big. I mean, no matter how good a lightweight is, they would have almost no chance against a cruiserweight or heavyweight ranked top 200 in his division. And I'm sure people are going to bring up Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, but Logan is just not a good boxer relative to Jake. You know, Jake's been training for a couple years, he's had over 10 pro fights, and Mayweather was also junior middleweight in this fight, not in lightweight like Tank. But that being said, I'm glad Tank and Jake isn't happening. You know, it would have been a fun spectacle, but I'm not the biggest fan of the exhibition stuff. And instead now Tank and Roach will be rematching in June. You know, the first fight did a little over 260,000 pay-per-view buys, which isn't bad in this market. Roach absolutely deserves a second fight, so I do think the rematch will do far more numbers. And as for Jake, I want to see him fight big-name boxers around his weight class. You know, the Tommy Fury rematch, for example, he's undefeated. The first fight did a little over 800,000 pay-per-view buys. He's around the same age range, so that's the fight I want to see, not the exhibitions. But let me know what you guys think.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.